Welcome to Let's Talk Kenmore, a lighthearted podcast aimed at connecting our listeners to their local government and demystifying the role of government in the City of Kenmore. I'm your host, Amber Clifton. In this episode, I chat with Shannon, Kelly, and Anna from Cascadia College. Shannon, Kelly, and Anna go into detail about the Cascadia Academy, which is still accepting students for summer 2026. Please enjoy this episode of Let's Talk Kenmore. Hi there. Welcome to Let's Talk Kenmore. I am here today with Shannon, Kelly, and Anna from Cascadia College. And these three are going to talk to me and you about the catch-up learning program that Cascadia is offering this summer. Hi, Shannon, Kelly, and Anna. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad that we were able to connect. I kind of want to get a feel for what each of you do at the college. So if you want to kind of just go around and introduce yourselves and kind of say what your position is.
I'll start. I'm Shannon, and I am currently the Executive Director of Student Learning Administration for the college, really the operations manager for student learning. So I do a little bit of everything. And in this context, I'm the program lead for what we're calling Cascadia Academy.
Cascadia Academy. Okay.
And I'm Kelly Leahy. I'm the Assistant Director of Student Learning and Design, but really I'm an instructional designer here at Cascadia, but I work very closely with coordinating the curriculum and scheduling for our college success course.
And I'm Anna Nina. I'm the Director of Inclusion, Advocacy and Community Programs here at Cascadia. And one of the programs under my office's umbrella is the Cascadia Scholars Program that we'll talk a little bit about.
Okay, so I've heard it referred to now as the catch-up, the Scholars Program, and the Academy. Are those all the same thing?
Well, the catch-up is what the initial grant was through the City of Kenmore. We've called it Cascadia Academy here, and that was in the initial proposal. Scholars is a separate program under Anna's purview.
Got it. So can we talk about what the catch-up / Cascadia Academy program is?
Sure. So it was first proposed back in 2023 to support the students that were impacted by the loss of in-person attendance due to the pandemic. So the initial proposal was to provide some monthly workshops at Cascadia. We called them the Wednesdays at Cascadia during their early dismissal when they first started coming back to school. And it was going to focus mostly on academic success skills and then have a 2-week intensive course to address learning gaps in English and math. But as we got into the program and the partnership with Ingelmoor High School, because we focused initially on the AVID programs at the high school, as we developed the program and the needs of students changed through their defined needs through the program, we shifted the focus more to providing tutoring support on campus, on their campus at the high school.
Gotcha.
So it was easier for students to actually come after school. That was during the 23-24 year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did during the summer of 2024, we did a 3-credit College 101 course for the 2 weeks. Now that we've had an extension on the grant this year, we held some on-campus field trips. So the students came back to Cascadia College. And they participated in workshops here during the 2 field trips, had some lab demonstrations to help with their natural science lab skills, also a workshop to help them envision themselves becoming college students. They had some engagement with some faculty and some staff and current Cascadia students who participated in the summer program in the first initial one. So that was really neat to have that engagement with those students, with the alumni, we called them. So the next phase of this is going to be our College 101 course for 5 credits this summer.
5 credits. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it'll
cool.
be 5 credits.
Wow. So these are kiddos that were impacted by the pandemic. So when did it first become obvious that there was some pandemic-related learning loss that was an issue?
Yeah, I think it became obvious very quickly, both during the pandemic and as students were coming back into a more traditional classroom setting, that there were some pretty major gaps with both science lab courses because students didn't get that hands-on experience in a lab setting, and within some math courses as well. But another thing that we noticed, and I think Anna can talk about this too as well with the mentoring program, is students really struggled to connect and feel a sense of belonging within their courses as well, or just at school, talking in classes, feeling comfortable having conversations with other people, feeling confident enough to approach somebody and like ask for help or ask for a mentor. We were noticing a lot of gaps within that as well very quickly, and we're still noticing them even though it's been however many years removed.
Right. So just sort of coming back with almost like a social anxiety around school.
Yes, and
That's
everything,
terrible. And
but
everything.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
unfortunately.
awful. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it affected everybody in
yeah.
so many ways. So these would be kiddos that were late elementary, early middle school when the pandemic hit. Is that right?
Actually, I think we saw like they were ninth and 10th graders during the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
Yeah, 8th,
Okay.
ninth. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
late middle school.
Well, I can just add to what Callie and Shannon were talking about. The Cascadia Scholars Program, as Shannon said, is slightly different. It shares the same vision as the Cascadia Academy, which is
Mhm.
providing access. But in terms of the impact, the Cascadia Scholars Program started right like in 2021, 2021. So you're really seeing a lot of people in the middle of it. And a big part of the program is creating that sense of belonging while giving the students the tools that they need to help self advocate, to be connected to the college's resources. And we do that through a number of ways. A big one is our mentoring, the mentoring component of the program. We have wonderful mentors who are Cascadia faculty and staff. And Shannon is one of our great mentors in the program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and what is really amazing for us to observe through the trajectory of the program is how the students grow when they have access to individualized resources, to a structural setting that's valuing breaking down barriers, and just the presence, just having someone there that's
Right.
working with them on basic skills. So how do you network? How do you make friends amongst a host of other things?
Oh, that's so valuable. And how that's the pandemic. The repercussions of the pandemic are far reaching, that's for sure.
That's why we saw a natural connection between the avid students that we were focusing on for the Cascadia Academy and the scholars program. So it's a real good transition.
Mhm. And sorry, what's AVID students?
Is the advancement via individual determination. So
Oh,
it
okay.
goes towards the self advocacy component that's so core to both the Cascadia Academy, the scholars, and Cascadia College in general. Is
Right.
giving students that skill.
So what all is covered in the 3-week academy?
Yes, so this is my world. I talk a lot about College 101. So
Oh, good.
so it's actually our entire 5 credit class, which we usually offer over 12 weeks, condensed into 3 weeks. So it's
Wow.
kind of, I don't want to describe it as a boot camp and scare people away from it, but it's in a more intensive setting. So we're really getting through a lot of content. I'll just talk briefly about like what a college success course is, because I think it can be a different thing at different places, but they're
Right.
really common now in higher education, both at community colleges and at four-year institutions. And it's basically a class that introduces and orients students to being a college student, navigating the college landscape. At Cascadia, because we have 5 credits, we do a lot of career exploration and educational planning and sort of visualizing where you want to be in your future as well, because we have time for that in the quarter. But we also talk about other things like research skills and information literacy. And we're talking about responsibly using AI in college and what that would look like, and how AI might be impacting future career ideas you have. So it's a lot of content. We focus on what I call academic skills broadly. So
Mhm.
that's things like time management, procrastination, a lot about evidence-based study strategies. And the idea is that oftentimes students are taking this class and other classes as well. And so it may not be the most like academically rigorous class, But
Mhm.
what they're doing ideally is taking some of the skills that they're learning in a College 101 class and applying it to math or applying it to biology in real time. It's still valuable. It's still beneficial to get some of these skills now and start to build that foundation. But that's what College 101 is. And again, it's called different things at different institutions, but a lot of schools do it because it really boosts that sense of belonging and connection, which is so important, especially in those first couple of quarters or semesters at schools. So a lot of schools have them as requirements. It's a required class if you're getting a degree from Cascadia College. We think it's really important, so we made it a requirement, which is usually what I tell my students if they're a little grumpy about being there. Um, but that's something else that we notice is that a lot of times students come in feeling like they don't need this type of class. And then throughout the course, they start to realize, oh, I actually have learned these new skills, or I learned this about myself, and that made it a valuable experience. Shannon also teaches college success course at a different community college, so she's nodding along, and so she's definitely had these conversations with students in the past. Yes. So that's the course. We're going to go through a variety of topics. We'll have speakers come in and presenters come in and start to build those connections between a lot of different offices and groups around campus.
I was just going to chime in that, yeah, I do teach it at another course, and I teach other classes. And I've seen how the College 101 or College Success courses have helped students in their other classes as well, or in the other
Yeah.
classes that I teach. So those skills transition very well. And
Mhm.
we also have a here at Cascadia, our section has a module on finance. And so I help with that because I teach accounting as well. So I help
Oh.
them with the personal finance aspect, which some College 101s have and some don't. We do here. So I think it's a very valuable tool for students to really contextualize what they want to do with their future and then what that looks like in real time. So,
Mhm.
say you want to be an astronaut, right? How much does an astronaut make? What does it entail in getting that kind of education so that they can see what it actually looks like of what they want to do, and then maybe they might want to change their educational goals or reaffirm that that is what they want to do, and then they can see that it really is possible in real time.
Yeah, that is so cool. And well, two things. One, I heard you mention in there, Kelly, AI. So that's good to know that like the syllabus is being looked at and sort of modified to reflect like currently what maybe some of the challenges are in the real world. But also, I know so many people my age, which I won't disclose, who have I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say, "I wish that in high school or in like junior college, somebody would have just taught me just how to do life." Like, they never taught me how to just do life, and it sounds like that's what this is, and I'm so glad to hear that it is a thing.
Teaching them how to use it, not just responsibly, but how to use it in
Yeah.
in real time. I use it in my work, to make things more efficient.
Mhm.
And in business and in life, industry is looking for students who have the skills to utilize AI in a responsible and effective way. And that's what Kelly teaches
Yeah.
especially in the information literacy piece.
That is so cool. That is so very cool. I'm so happy for young adults that this is happening. So, who all is eligible to enroll in this program?
That would be the high school students that are currently or starting this fall will be juniors and seniors in September, or those that recently graduated. So the class of 2026. Those that are residents of Kenmore are obviously given first priority for access to register for the class, and then those non-residents who still attend the North Shore School District.
And so it starts August 3rd. Are there still open spots for this summer?
There are, yes. We have seats available. So it starts August 3rd and it runs until August 20th. And we're doing a hybrid class. So Mondays are going to be some online activities. Then you're going to be in class all day from 9 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for those 3 weeks. And
Okay.
that's where I promise you're not just going to be, I'm talking directly to students now. This is what I usually do,
No, perfect.
or their parents more likely. So
Yeah.
I'm talking to you students. I promise you, you're not just going to be sitting in a classroom like listening to the teacher talk at you. It's not that type of class. It's a very active class. We're going to get you out to different people and groups on campus, doing different things. It's not just going to be sitting there taking in information. You're going to be really active and participating. So I promise it's 9 to 3 with an hour lunch. I remember my students the first time, they were like, we get an hour for lunch. And I was like, yes, you get an hour for lunch. Go for a walk, go unwind. But I need you back here at noon because we have a couple more hours to go. So the students, the first class, they did a great job of being there every day. It's because we're an accelerated intensive course, you really need to be in class and present every day because we need you there in order to make the class work. It's not just our wonderful instructor, Soraya Cardenas, who's excellent, but she needs you to participate and be an active member of the class. It's not going to work if it's just Soraya sitting in the classroom alone.
Right.
Then she would be in my office telling me that something was wrong.
Right.
And if I could just add, my office was by Callie's, where one of the classrooms was when we ran the program before. And, it's, 100% very active. And I also feel that it's such an opportunity to just envision yourself in college, right? We started talking about anxiety, and what a way to just become familiar with how it feels like, become comfortable in the setting, and setting yourself for success later on. It's a very cool thing to see in the students as well.
That's a really good point, Anna. It's like dipping your toe in without I'm assuming like a lot of students are gone for the summer without it's sort of how they used to let the freshmen start a week early in high school. I don't know if they still do that so that they're not just like overwhelmed. It sort of reminds me of that, of like dip your toe in and kind of see what a day in the life of a college student would be like and envision yourself here. Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
lowers, right, the stress. And it's
Yeah.
so great that the city of Kenmore facilitated something like that, that
Yeah.
opportunity. Yeah, it's anything we can do to bring that anxiety dial, right?
Yeah. Those poor
And that was
kiddos. Yeah.
part of the idea behind doing focusing on the avid students so that getting them enrolled so they can do this. I call it a boot camp. I know Kelly doesn't like that term, but doing the academy together too.
Yeah.
So we really tried to market it towards the Ingelmoor avid students.
Yeah, and everyone starting from the same
They know each other.
starting line. Yeah.
So they know each other. So it is somewhat familiar, even though it's in a different environment.
Gotcha. Yep, that makes sense.
But I'll also add, even though we're lowering the stakes, students will have 5 college credits. I mean, I always talk to my students. We have a lot of running start students at Cascadia College. So they're high school students. And one of my jobs is to have them envision themselves and understand that when they're at Cascadia, they are actually college students as well. So it's not, well, if I maybe go to college again, you've already gone to college. Maybe it was for 3 weeks, but you are an enrolled Cascadia student for this class. You're walking away with 5 free college credits. That's amazing. I mean, it's both of those, let's lower the anxiety and the stakes, but also let's really visualize ourselves as college students because you are one. It's slightly
really
different format, but you've already done it. So let's do it again.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Wow, what a cool program. So I will link in the show notes where folks can go to sign up. Is there anything else you want the community to know before we sign off?
Well, I would say definitely reach out to us. They can email us at cascadiaacademy@cascadia.edu or give us a call. Plug the number 425-352-8120. So there's a short application for the program and then the regular college application. So best to reach out to Cascadia Academy at cascadia.edu, and I will send them all the information that they need to get into the program.
Very cool. Very cool. Wow, this work that you guys are doing is so valuable. So valuable. I'm so honored to be able to chat with you guys and to put this information out there.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, of course.
I was really glad I connected with you.
I'm glad that we connected too. Yeah.
I'm very grateful for Kelly and Anna to join me in this endeavor.
Me
It's been a great
too.
project.
Me too.
Well,
You guys are awesome.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Let's Talk Kenmore. Be sure to check back for more interesting topics and conversations. And as always, don't forget to ask yourself, where's the fun?